on the recording. Yes. Okay, let's start.
Ksenia, excuse me. We are listening now the first chapter.
Really?
Да, кстати. Я тоже, я подумала, ну вдруг.
Первую, да? Первую главу у вас, да?
Да, это первая.
У меня
по-
шестая. Так, сейчас, я сделаю это. Так, сейчас. Почему так? Странно. Делаю. Little Prince. Six chapter. Так, стоп. Sorry, because I have the sixth on the first one. Here to 6. What about now?
We see the presentation.
And now?
Теперь Даша, да.
Okay, let's listen. Yes, such a short chapter. And now, please, could you retell the chapter in your own words again? That is the task, to retell the chapter in your own words. Tatiana, would you start?
Okay, I'm right. So the chapter begins with sunset. So little prince said what he loved. love sunset.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want you to remind that please just one or two sentences, maybe three sentences, not more. You just don't retell the whole chapter. We learn how to express our thoughts in 1, 2, or 3 sentences. It is a very good skill if you learn to do so.
Okay. So
Just 1, 2, or 3 sentences.
we understand what little prince have a very small planet, and he can see a sunset 44 раз.
Times.
Twice. So
Times.
and
Yes.
he loves sunset, and now he feeling so sad.
Yes. Thank you. 3 sentences, right? 3 sentences.
Ну,
Or 2
2
sentences.
или 3, зависит, где точку поставить.
Okay, 2 sentences. Very good. Yulia, could you please also retell the chapter? Sorry?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
I think that is the chapter about the lonely of the little prince, and his planet is very teeny, and only what he did on it, sit on the chair and watch the sunset.
Okay, very good. 1 sentence, I think. 1 sentence. Or maybe
A
2.
big sentence.
You think that is the chapter about loneliness of the little prince, right?
Yes, I think so, because in the last words, the author, the pilot, asked him about what he was so sad when he spent his time watching the sunset.
Okay, I would retell the chapter in 1 sentence. The narrator and the little prince talk about sunsets. That is all. That is all. Just the whole chapter in 1 sentence. Okay. Let's just. I will. What do you see now on the screen?
Маленькие экраники The Little Prince, это глава.
Okay.
Oh, now
And now
we see a presentation.
Presentation. Okay. So, what does the little prince love to watch, and why? I think we can just answer the questions. What does the little prince love to watch, and why? Tatiana?
The Little Prince love to watch on the sunset.
Love to watch the sunset without the preposition.
Sunset,
And why?
because he remembered his planet.
Okay. Yes. He remembered about his planet. Julian, how do you think? So, why does the little prince love to watch the sunset?
I think it doesn't say in this chapter, but I can to think that he likes the magnificence of the sunset.
Yes, it was just his entertainment, maybe.
Yes,
And yes, he loved the beauty of the sun setting down.
yes, the beauty and He was nothing to do there. Only entertainment was the sunset.
Yes. Actually, he had some deals to do on his planet, but we will know about that in the following chapters. Yes. And okay, let's just agree that he had nothing to do, and the only entertainment was the sunset, watching the sunset. Okay, number 2. How many times in one day does the sun set on the little princess planet?
Once it watched it 44 times. Watched it.
Yes. How many times? So does the sun set? Once, you said, right?
Once. Yeah.
Tatiana, how do you think?
44 number
44 times? 44 times?
Yes, 44 times in
In
his
one
life.
day, right?
Yes.
Really, I don't know the right answer, but I also think that the sun set once, so one time per day, and the little prince just moved the chair, so he could watch the sunset many times, 44 or 43 times. So he just moved the chair, but the sunset only once. There was only one sunset on his planet. But he just moved the chair, I think. But I'm not sure, by the way, Okay, number 3. What does the little prince do so that he can see the maximum number? Yes, I have already answered. The maximum number of sunset on his planet. Tatiana, what does the little prince do? Number 3.
So he a few steps, делать несколько шагов.
So he did some steps.
Yeah.
And moved the chair, right?
Yes.
He moved his chair. Okay. Number 4, let's go further. Why does the little prince think he can watch a sunset anytime when he was on the planet Earth? Why does the little prince think that he can watch a sunset anytime? Julia, how do you think?
I think because his planet was so little, and from any place of it you can watch a sunset, maybe.
Yes. And when he was on the Earth, he also thought
And when
that
he was on the Earth, yes, he thinks the same, but the pilot said that it can't be here. That.
Yes. Okay. And Tatiana, what do you think?
He said what he on his planets in this time.
Excuse me, could you repeat?
He said what he think, what he on his planet in this time.
Yes. So he thought that he forgot that he's on another planet, not on his tiny planet when he was on the Earth. Yes, he thought that he is on his planet, still on his planet, and forgot about that. And number 5, according to the author, what time is it in the United States when the sun is setting over France? What time is it in the United States when the sun is setting over France? Yes.
Это кому вопрос?
Anyone. Both. Okay, Tatiana, you may answer. So what time do you think it is in the United States when the sun is setting?
How I remember when in the France have a sunset, in the United States, sun is fault.
Sun is what?
Fault, закат.
Закат, sunset. Sunset — это закат, да? Sunset.
А рассвет как?
Sunrise. Sunrise.
Тогда
Yes.
when France have a sunrise, in the United States it have a sunset.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I understand. Sunset, it is the dawn. Another word тоже, the dawn. Закат, sunset, and sunrise, рассвет. Yes, sunrise. Солнце встает, да? Солнце встает — это рассвет. Yes.
I read that when you say is noon, the France is a sunset.
Yes, there is a sunset. There is noon in the United States when the sun is setting in France.
Yes.
And for example, if you are in the United States, it is noon in your country, and if you want to see the sunset, you must move to France just in 1 minute. That was the idea of that. The author told to the little prince about that. Okay, and I think the main idea of the chapter, it is my opinion, I'm not sure, I haven't checked about that, but I think that the main idea of this chapter is the idea of time, the concept of time. How number 6, how does or did the little prince feel about the time? How did the little prince feel about the time in this chapter? So, I mean, what did he think about time, the concept of time?
I think he didn't notice it. He didn't think about it. Maybe.
Okay. Tatiana, what do you think?
I don't know, really.
Yes. So what I mean is that the little prince was living on his tiny planet, and all he did was he moved the chair and he could see the sunset again and again and again and again. And when he found himself on the planet Earth, the author, the narrator, told him, we should wait for the sun to set. We should wait. And the little prince was very surprised. To wait for what? And why we should wait? He was surprised. He just couldn't feel the time, the concept of time. There were, it seems to me that on his tiny planet, time was very fast. It moved very, very fast, not like on the planet Earth where he found himself. And it is really, you know, our children, for example, if you have children, so Yulia, you have children, and I think you know that when our children are small, they just can't understand the time, and they can't wait. I have a child, and he just can't wait anything. When I say that we must wait, for example, even 5 minutes or 10 minutes, he doesn't understand that. Everything in his earth, on his planet, comes very, very fast. And he really can't understand what does it mean to wait. To wait for what? And I really see this in this book, in this chapter, that the little prince can't wait for the sun to set, because on his planet, the time goes very, very fast. So that's what I mean about the concept of time. How did the little prince feel about the time? And have you ever noticed this, maybe with your children or with some other children, or when you were yourself a child? Have you noticed that?
Yes, I noticed that usually because they want what they want in this minute now. They
Yes.
don't know how to wait.
Yes, they just don't understand what does it mean to wait. And do you remember when we were young ourselves? I remember when I was young, when I was a child, it seemed to me that time goes very, very fast. So it was just one day, but for me, it seemed that maybe 1 week had passed, or maybe 2 weeks had passed, but it was only one day that had passed.
Oh,
Did
I
it?
don't remember about me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Maybe so, maybe that. Um,
Mm.
but the days are shorter, maybe.
The days were shorter, you think? Yes.
Were shorter, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe, yes, maybe the days were shorter. Not the time moved faster, but the days were shorter. Maybe, yes, I agree. And Tatiana, what about you? Do you remember when you were a child? How did you feel about the time?
So when I was a child, time for me will be slowed, and now my time more faster than it was when I be a child. So this is very sad.
You mean now the time goes faster?
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
know why, but it is.
Yes. So yes, yes, you're right. I agree with you that uh, as the person grows older and older, the time goes faster for him. Yes, I agree with that. So for a child, the time. So how to say it is right the opposite. So for the grown up, we have, for example, one day, but it seems to us that it came through very fast one day, and 24 hours are not enough for us, right?
Yeah, it is true.
Yes. But when you are a child, it seems to you what it seems to you. How do you think? So they just can't wait. Why? why they can't wait.
Почему мы
Oh.
ждали, когда вырастем?
Нет, я имею в виду, что когда ребенок вот в таком младенческом возрасте, ему сложно ждать. Почему ему сложно ждать? То есть для него получается, so for him, how he feels time. So for him, time goes slowly, right? That is the idea, I think. Because for the grown up, the time moves fast.
I think it is because when we was a child, we very want grow up, and we can't wait with moment. So and yeah.
So yes, we want to be grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. Julia, and what do you think?
I think when we were the child, we want the entertainment, and we can't wait to have it. And now we're grown ups and we have a lot of routine, and we had to do it. We don't have a lot of entertainment now, I think. And children can't wait because they want to have it in this second now, and they spend life in their happiness and a joyful time.
Yes, I agree about entertainment. My child always says to me, I'm sad, it's very sad for me. What should I do? I'm very sad. Yes, and he always wants entertainment. He can't entertain himself. And for this little prince, the only entertainment was the sunsets that he had on his planet. Yes, that is very usual situation for a child. Like it is described in this chapter that the little prince can't wait for the sun to set. He wants the entertainment, and he was very sad, and therefore he just moved the chair to see the sunset again and again. Yes. Okay. And number 8. How can we convey the concept of time to a child? How do you think? Because I think for me it is a very difficult question. How should I convey, то есть передать, да, convey, the concept of time to my child? How should I explain to him what time is? What does it mean 5 minutes? Например, for example, I say, we should wait for 5 minutes. And he always asks, what does it mean 5 minutes? How can we convey, how can we explain the concept of time to a child?
You can dictate the child to count for 100 or maybe more, and when he will count,
To count seconds, you mean?
count seconds.
To
Yes.
count seconds?
Yes. To count seconds. It took a time, and maybe he understood this time, but it's too complicated to convey the concept of time to a child. There are don't understand it like in grown-ups.
Yes, they have different understanding of the concept of time. Yes, if I ask him to count the seconds, he will just count from 1 to 10 or maybe from 1 to 20 and say, is it over? So I think it will not help. He will just ask me, so is it finished? Is it time? And that's it. he will not count for 5 minutes. And if we should wait, for example, for an hour or for 2 hours, how should we explain or how should we convey this concept of 2 hours to a child? Tatiana, how do you think?
I don't understand the question.
Окей, окей, so, то есть вопрос такой, как объяснить ребенку, да, что такое 2 часа, вот сколько это 2 часа, сколько он должен ждать? Ну, когда он все время спрашивает, ну что, уже все уже? То есть он, как передать ему вот эту вот концепцию времени, да, вот это понятие времени, что такое время, как объяснить, что такое время? Он не понимает, 2 часа, там, 5 дней, я приду за тобой в обед. Он этого абсолютно не понимает. Ну, да, то
Oh
есть
my
как мы можем...
god, this is a very hard question because I don't understand the time too. So I think what 2 hours, this is a long time because I sit and do what I like, and 2 hours for this is a very short time. So for child, I think I can объяснить, say
Explain? Mhm.
what 2 hours, this is 2 times for 60 minutes,
Mhm.
or 1 minute, this is 60 seconds, and
Mhm.
this is what I can say.
For him, it is nothing. 2 minutes, 20 seconds, or 2 hours, both are nothing for him, to a child, I mean. Yes, they don't understand what does it mean.
Yeah.
By the way, how do you think, does the time exist?
Важно ли время?
Существует ли время? Вообще, есть ли такое понятие время?
So I think no, but
Мгм.
always, all time, all. This is цикличность, как будет по-английски.
I don't know.
Сейчас, секунду, я даже загуглю ради этого.
А я сейчас посмотрю. Цикличность, cyclicity or cyclic nature. Cyclicity. Мгм.
Yeah, I believe in the cyclicity, and this is not time. This is all. I don't know how объяснить,
To explain. How to
explain
explain?
this, but all this is cycling. Это невозможно произнести.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So,
Yes.
как?
Cyclicity.
Cyclicity.
Oh,
Yeah.
cycles. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. And Yulia, what do you think? Does the time exist?
I think yes, and we can saw it by the changing the sun and the moon. And for children, I think it is the side that the time is changed. But when they look at the window, they saw a daylight, and they spent their daylight with entertainment, and then they look at the window and saw a dark, that means that need to go to sleep, and the day's end. Maybe
Mhm. Yes, but
my
that is what. Yes. Go.
my child measure their time at the sleeping in the garden, and when we were driving somebody go by car, they usually ask me how long. That is the same time as the noon sleep in the garden. And
Yes.
I answered them, yes, maybe longer, not like this, and maybe they understood something the time.
But if they measure the time by sleeping at noon, then they sleep at this time. How can they
No.
measure it?
No,
No, they don't sleep.
they lay in the bed
Okay.
and wait when all children in the garden sleep, and when they wake up. So that is a long time. They can't move. They can't play, and
Yes.
they must lay and wait. So
Yes,
they
that's awful.
measure this.
That's awful for them. Yes, it's very long time for them because they do
Yes.
nothing and there is no entertainment. Yes, so that's an interesting story about measuring time by this noon laying in bed and noon sleep. Okay, and what I wonder that I have this question number 9. How can we practice the idea of this chapter in our everyday life? I thought about that. And so I wonder how the concept of time can be described even to a grown-up, because that is a really difficult concept. And as Tatiana said before, it just cyclicity. So the cycles, we see the cycles of seasons, cycles of moon and sun, but is this the time? It's just cyclicity, as Tatiana said, as Tatiana mentioned, not the time, the concept of time, because how can we convey what time is? I even can't explain it to a grown-up. It's not what we just look at our watch on our hand and see what time it's now. It's not about that. It just cycles. So my question is, how can we practice the idea of this chapter in our everyday life, maybe with our children as the grown-ups? How can we understand what our children think about, how they feel about the time? How can we practice this idea of this chapter? How will you practice that? How do you think? Yulia, do you have any ideas?
I think we have to share with them their entertainment.
To share with them what? To share with them? Sorry.
The entertainment.
The entertainment?
Yes, their
So
entertainment. Share with them. And
to entertain them.
ну, развлечения, да.
То есть их развлекать, да? To entertain them, or what?
Ну, как бы не их развлекать, а вместе с ними развлекаться. To share with them.
Yes. Okay.
And
share.
enjoy every moment, maybe.
So can you do this in your everyday life? Enjoy every moment and entertain every moment?
It's very hard, and
Yes.
I try sometimes to enjoy a moment, and but my daily routine
Yes.
don't
Allow me. Doesn't allow
allow
me.
me. Yes, doesn't allow me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But when we are a child, we can afford it to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I agree with you that we should share the time with them, and so to be in this time with them, and so to share the entertainments and all this stuff that they are doing. Hmm. Okay. And Tatiana, how can you practice this idea of this chapter in your life, in your everyday life?
So enjoy the moment, the moments,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
this is very important for the life.
Hmm.
So
Yes. Enjoy
uh,
the moment of life. Hmm.
yeah, and the people can they watch on the world. They can watch world in the everything.
Hmm.
So in the water, in the trees,
Hmm.
in the
Hmm.
grass. So and this is beautiful for our
Hmm.
lives because we can
Yes.
see another university around for us.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you. The beauty in nature and in all surroundings that we see. Yes, I agree with you. And what about me? Uh, I would. I think when I also don't like to wait, and I also don't want to wait when it comes to the situation when I should wait. And I think I will just remember about that chapter. For example, that there is a situation in my life that I have to wait for something, and I don't want to wait, but I have to. And I will remember about this little prince that I'm not the child already, and I'm the grown up. I have to understand that there is time, the concept of time, and sometimes we have to wait, and it's our life, it's the rules of this world, how it works. So we have to wait sometimes, and I think I will practice this idea, and also I will think about how will I explain to my child the concept of time. How will I convey this idea of what time it is, of what is time, because it's really difficult for me to explain to him. And frankly speaking, to be sincere, I don't have an idea for the moment how to explain him what time, what is it, time, this concept, this idea. Yes. So thank you for your discussion and for your ideas. And we have finished the 6th chapter. And next time we will read and discuss the 7th chapter.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for this us and for being with me. Thank you for having you here.